Hi, and thanks for joining me for this installment of Tom's Take. And thank you to Kathleen Whalen of Whalen Financial in LaSalle for her ongoing generous sponsorship of this weekly multimedia project. Yeah, it's hard to believe, but we're into December now. It's the first weekend right now, and you may be aware of the very significant community initiative that our company's radio stations are involved with again this year. It's called Feed the Need, and it's all about an all-out push to fill our area food pantries in time for Christmas. Those are the Hall Township, Illinois Valley, and Putnam County food pantries. All cash donations received through December 31st are going to be matched dollar for dollar by the Miller Group Charitable Trust. The details are available on our website. Go on up to starvrock.media, click on the Feed the Need graphic, and check out all the information that's there. And then click on the links to the pantries you'd like to help. 1, 2, maybe all 3. Couldn't be any easier. Well, this week I'm going to introduce you to the wonderful folks and extremely efficient operation of the Hall Township Food Pantry, which is located at 500 North Terry Street in Spring Valley. I walked into the boardroom this week and was greeted by 5 of the most enthusiastic, happy, and generous people you can meet. They're all part of the board, and as you'll see in a minute, they all work together very, very well, and they care deeply about those less fortunate. A couple of points that I want to make first, that I want you to focus on. First, they're going to welcome most kinds of donations, but if you give cash, they're going to get 10 times the amount of food for that money that we can get at the store. So instead of buying food, consider giving them cash, which is going to turn into 10 times more food for people who need it. Another point, the closure of the mushroom plant in Depew at St. Margaret's in Spring Valley has resulted in more Bureau County families who are hungry, and more of those families are larger than they used to be. And finally, many newer guests to the pantry come from countries where certain dialects of Spanish are spoken, so it's becoming harder to communicate. So in addition to donations, people who can communicate with those from countries like Venezuela, Nicaragua, would be welcome as volunteers at the pantry too. Jan Martin is the director of the food pantry, and I asked her what communities are served by the Hall Township Food Pantry.
Arlington, Bureau, Dalzell, Depew, Hollowayville, Ladd, Seatonville, and Spring Valley.
It's quite a list.
There's 10,500 people that live in that area according to the last census, and we typically get about 1,000 a month here.
We've increased our clients coming in, and because of the immigrant situation, we are getting people from Venezuela, Nicaragua, Mexico, and they have no way to communicate with us. So we have been able to find some people to interpret, but it's kind of a struggle.
When we do distribution, we're getting about 3 or 4 in the morning shift, 3 or 4 in the afternoon shift, new clients. And large families, we have a lot of, I mean, they're coming in 9, 10, 11, 15.
Yeah, we have some clients who have been long-term clients, but we also have an awful lot who do drop off. They move out of the area. I think particularly with the immigrants, we'll find as we start tracking them that they will move on to someplace else. I always wonder what brings them to Spring Valley from Venezuela, and it's like it has always been with waves of immigrants. They come, somebody comes from their village and stays here, and then they come to that area. You find the same, with, for example, with the Italian population in the Illinois Valley. They came from this area or from this area, so they know someone, they get attracted. I think perhaps the closing of the mushroom plant will mean that many of our clients have to move on to someplace else simply because they haven't got jobs. When we get the food from the food bank, we get a lot of it, not all of it, but a great amount of it at 18 cents a pound, which is really their cost for storage and inventory and labor and so on and so forth. And because we work here with only one part-time paid employee and over 70 volunteers, we don't have that cost either. So the money that you give us isn't going to salaries. Not that there's anything wrong with paying people, but some of it is going, and we get the building. Hall Township gives us the building rent free. So the money you give us goes a large part to food
Think about what you spend for groceries, and then think about if you didn't have the money to do such a thing. What would you do? It's very hard for people to come to the food pantry. There's a lot of stigma to it, but our goal here is to make people as comfortable as they can be and to welcome them. We do a lot of extra things behind me. It looks like a mess, but it's truly. We have one volunteer who's making little Christmas bags to give each in addition to what they get for Christmas. We go above and beyond and make sure to make things special here and to try to get rid of that stigma. We do not deliver food, but we do find that our clients, if they're in need, they do find a way to come here. It's just we don't have the facilities to do that.
We really appreciate the people that donate money after a family member or a friend passes away, and we have been able to buy a lot of things with donations from that, and people should just know how much the food pantry appreciates that.
And a truck.
And we got a truck from one lady's family.
I think the one that hit me were the people that from St. Margaret's.
Oh, gosh.
You know, it was all of a sudden, and they needed help, and they came through. And the one girl, it was like, holy cow, you know. And that's the kind of stuff that you remember, and especially me, the little kids. Their
enthusiasm's contagious, isn't it? If you'd like to donate to the Hall Township Food Pantry or the other food pantries we're partnering with this Christmas, just go to starvrock.media. If you're listening to this on the radio or online, you're going to want to see at least this next part, which is a walkthrough of the food pantry's operation. You can see the video on YouTube. Just search for starvrock.media's page and look under Tom's Take, where the archives are holding those videos. Now let's take a walk through the building in Spring Valley. So this is like a market, it looks like.
Well, this is where it starts, and we go through and it'll tell you how much of each one that we can afford to give right now. And we have probably 6 to 8 people in here packing each.
So you'll take samples of each of these, every box is the same basically, or
This is a
similar?
cart ready to go
Okay.
for distribution. Then it'll go out there and get more food in it.
Okay,
This is
so
the
Okay.
basics here.
Gotcha. Okay.
it's the shelf stable stuff. And we always give water, and people say, why would you give water? They can turn on the tap. Sometimes they can't.
No. Yeah.
Plus, some people don't have water at home. They use this water
Right.
For flushing the toilet.
Oh my God.
Then the cart comes out here, and I have a group of people out here. This is full of meats, and then next to it is bread and desserts,
Okay.
and over here is produce.
A donated walk-in freezer from Buzzy Baruki
Oh, that's
that
wonderful.
was sitting out there.
We just had to reassemble it.
Wow.
That's our walk-in. That's our main refrigeration storage. And when you go this way, so when you come by here, the carts go down that aisle, and they end up out in the barn.
And that's where is that where the cars pull in then?
Yeah,
Down here? Where the truck is?
yeah. We've got it set up where they can drive right around the building. They drive through, they drive up to there and register. While they're registering, we have guys back here with the carts, and they fill the trunk.
I was picturing this operation happening outside.
It did at one time.
And this is such an improvement.
Oh my gosh!
I mean, for everybody, for everybody.
I still have to dress like I'm outside because I'm up by the door.
And it's a little chilly in here, yeah.
Doors open. It's
But we're not in the rain or the snow.
You're not in the elements, right?
so I can do heavy clothing.
And if we do get a little bit of time, we do close the doors and warm up a little bit. You know,
But it's convenient for everybody.
If
Yes,
you
it
come
is.
over here, Tom, you'll see that we have all of our chemical items over here. That was a problem because we really weren't to have them in with the food.
Right.
So we're able to keep all the chemical. Those bunkers up there are full of toys, getting ready for Santa's workshop. And there's our seed.
Oh. So this was so the cash gift that she left went to purchasing this truck.
And the transit, the van outside.
But our oldest volunteer lives next door. She fell and broke her wrist. She was 95. Still volunteering here.
That pretty little home over here. That's a neat little
Norma
home.
Mother.
And we
Yeah.
have a lot of volunteers. They have to be in high school, but a lot of the high school students do come over and help us. We're very happy for that because most of us are older.
Yeah.
The electricians have apprentices, and they need service hours just like the high school
Just
kids.
like schools.
And they come and they like at our mobile pantries. They're here and they're a great help because you got young, strong young men
Yep.
and women, and they're very good.
Eager to help.
Yeah, they're eager to help. Yeah, they're really good help because they're enthusiastic and their business agent for this area, Floyd Jones, is a real good guy, and his fiance is on our board. So
he's stuck.
it's kind of helped. You use every connection you can. That's how
right.
it works.
Such great people. I'd like to thank them for dropping everything and letting me visit with them at the end of a long and busy week. Again, if you want to give to the Hall Township Food Pantry or the other 2 pantries we're supporting, or all of them, it's as easy as going to starvrock.media. Click the link, it's a big graphic there for Feed the Need, and then click the links to the pantries you want to support. Check out all the details there too. They'll answer many of your questions. Well, thanks again to Kathleen Wayland of Wayland Financial in LaSalle. And thank you for watching again this week. And I'll talk to you in the morning.